Evening, everybody. Thought I'd make up for not doing a video yesterday and get a second one up. And for those of you that may be new to narcissistic abuse recovery, just figuring out what a narcissist is and how they operate, this is an important video. Unlike most of my videos, it's a straight to the point video of, just key bullet point topics. I'm not going to go too deep in the detail. So this is like the Spark Notes version of a lot of what I talk about. So very important to watch to the end. And this video is 6 things that make a narcissist mad at you. These 6 things will make a narcissist mad at you because when you do these 6 things, you're actually using your free will. You're in a way calling them out. You're not completely subservient to their will, like their property, like they want you to be. So without further ado, number 1, if you have accomplishments and goals. So the narcissist wants you to be completely dependent on them. So if you're working towards a long-term goal and you're making progress, like a good job or something that'll take you away from the narcissist, especially if you're in a relationship, they hate that. They hate anything that will empower you and allow you to live your life the way you want, presumably with a decent amount of scroll, and that's money, and away from them, especially if it's a job that takes you far away. I've seen it. I've seen, probably the biggest example was long ago, when I was the first time I was a nobody model. One of my friends, she got cast on a soap opera, and her nobody model boyfriend didn't like that at all, and he was an ass. I dealt with him once, you know dealt with. Know what I'm saying? Right. So yeah, accomplishments and goals, they don't want you to have any long-term plan. They don't want you to be successful. They want you to think that the best it can ever be for you is to be with them, and that you solely focus on them and their wants and their needs, because your dreams don't matter. And this is even more true with a borderline. All that matters is keeping a borderline happy. If you're happy with somebody else, or you got a goal to become like a lawyer or something, borderline or the narcissist don't want to see that. Hell, they'll go out of their way to try to crush your dream, get you to skip classes, drink all the time. If you meet somebody else who's empowering you, they'll have to slander that person. Yeah, been there, lived that. Number two, if you don't make them, number two, if you don't make them the center of your universe. So, when you're with a narcissist or a borderline, they must be your center of attention at all times. They love the spotlight. I've said it before. But it's more than that. So I'm talking about, like, if you're in a relationship with a narcissist or a borderline, if you like try to go out with your friends without them, they're gonna be blowing up your phone. They're gonna be showing up wherever you're at if you're dumb enough to tell them where. And then when, they see you next, and they'll probably go to your house and be waiting there, they will have a complete, utter meltdown and make them like the victim. Because, like, how dare you? Like, you did something without my approval. I own you. That kind of thing. Also, if the narcissist is like into you and you're not into the narcissist and you're into somebody else, and it looks like you and that somebody else are going to get together, oh, they lose it. Oh, the idea of you being happy in a relationship with someone other than them, no, 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 no. You're going to see the real crazy shit come out. The person you like might get cornered and straight up be told that you, the target, are the property of the narcissist, and the person you're interested in basically be told to, get lost, or bad things will happen. Number 3, getting or giving attention to or from somebody else. See how I keep alluding to the next point? This can be true even when you go out, like, say you're going out to the bar with a group of friends and the narcissist is there. The narcissist will get jealous over anything. The more obvious one would be, like, if somebody who you find attractive is clearly hitting on you. That one's obvious. They'll lose their shit. But it's even deeper than that. Like, the narcissist, even if, like, you're just sitting there talking to a friend, say you're heterosexual and you're talking to a friend of the same sex, even the narc can't even handle that. Like, they'll butt in on that conversation because they're not the center of attention, and things could be being discussed that might be about them because they think everything's about them. And that friend might even be saying, like, you gotta get away from this crazy bitch, kind of thing. They can't have that. They have to keep you isolated. They want to push your your real friends away, so that narcissist is the whole world, and you live to please me, kind of thing. Like, narcissists are all about, like, slave wives. And yeah. So, number 4, calling them out on a blatant lie. So a narcissist or a borderline is going to lie through their teeth all the time. They'll, they'll change their lies at a whim. Like, they'll say, this is how this story went down one day, and it'll be different the next day. They'll contradict themselves all the time, and they really, really, really get mad when they're blatantly lying and you call them out for blatantly lying, because in their mind, if they say it, it's true. In the narcissist's mind, anything they say is by definition true because they're the ones saying it, and they're infallible gods. Yes. So beware. Beware. Number 5. Asserting a standard or boundaries. So if you have a standard to which you like to be treated, they're not going to do it. You have to give up all standards for them. Or if you have a standard of, attractiveness you go for in a partner. No. I claimed you, you're mine. And of course, boundaries. The narcissist and borderline have no boundaries. So it's perfectly okay for them to push people, to isolate you from other people. It's perfectly okay for them to blow up your phone when you're on a date. It's perfectly okay for them to assert themselves into your home and not leave until you dump that person that they don't want you with. You think this is crazy? I lived it. Well, I wasn't the target. I was the person they were with. But they have absolutely no boundaries. And even worse yet, when you give in to them and give them what they want, date a narcissist that you don't want to date. Obviously, that they're going to not let you have any boundaries in the bedroom either. And if you don't set boundaries right away, they're going to keep pushing that. They get off on exploiting you. So the more degraded that things that they're doing that you're allowing to happen, and just going with the flow and maybe crying a little bit, that turns them on. They're sick like that, especially the sexual narcissist. And the biggest one, being genuinely happy with a positive vibe for life. So this is a broader picture, and this one is for all narcs, not just when you're dating. If you are the target of a narc and you are, like, genuinely happy, say you just met someone that you really like and everything's going great, you're arm in arm, everybody's saying how cute you are together, but the narcissist is miserable. They'll go out of their way to destroy that. Anything they'll do off the table. And if you're just positive in general, like, life's going good, you're content with the present as you're continually working towards your goal. No, if they're miserable, you must be miserable. Nobody is allowed to be happy if the narcissist isn't happy. So they're going to come for you. They're going to do whatever they got to do to make you as miserable as them. And a lot of times in this, they'll play the victim. They'll pull you away from friends or a relationship that you're just like, yeah, life is pretty good right now. No. They'll pull you away using whatever tactics they feel necessary, and then play the victim. So you're just like, poor narcissist, poor narcissist. Borderlines do that even more. The borderlines will, if they choose a favorite person, watch that video on the borderline's favorite person. Very, very, very important if you're dealing with a borderline. But in this case, they'll play the victim and be, borderlines and narcs, more borderlines, would be like, oh, I don't know what I'd do without you. I'd be lost without you. You're my whole world and all that. And they'll make it seem like you're the bad guy if you could spend 6 nights a week with them. And if you spend one day with somebody else, they're going to be blowing your ass up that whole time. They're going to be freaking out with the people around them, because in their mind, everybody, bows to their whims. So even like the other people around them, they'll all be they'll be to them like, how could you let this happen? That person's mine. You all should have stepped in. This cannot be. I'm not allowing this. I'm not allowing you to do this. And then you'll have the epic meltdown, when you and the borderline finally meet again, and it will be bad. So there are 6 things that make a narcissist or a borderline epically mad. And if you are trying to exert your free will and get away from a narcissist and go no contact, you should do all of them.